Alright, hey everybody, it's Shibby. This is the final video that I'll do for my alpha graded set. I've been working really hard to improve the audio and the video, so I hope this video turns out good. We're going to go fast. We have well over 100 slabs to work through here, so let's get going. Put it to time and a half speed, whatever's your preference, but let's get going. We're going to start with the dryads at a 10. Again, I'll probably try to move fast. Let me get my piles figured out here. But these alpha ordinaries, listen, like for those that love the game, these are just so iconic. I think that, of course, you know, everybody loves the uniques. Of course, they're the big hits and the chases. But just in terms of the most iconic art, there is just so much in the ordinary slot that becomes a special part of gameplay. Of course, with being able to have 4 of them in a deck, you kind of become really excited and drawn and kind of just really enjoy some of the ordinaries. So I'm excited to get to these over time. So that's the first pristine. Let me make sure I've got a decent setup here. Here, let's do it like this. We'll just move things around. Like I said, there's going to be so many slabs that are going to come out here that it's going to kind of take up the screen. But let's keep going. So anyways, thank you to those of you that watch. This has been a really fun journey. Obviously, I've put a lot of time and energy and resource into these. Let me just pause for a moment. I mean, that blink is so iconic. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Really cool to be close to the finish line of this set. I think after this, the main slab that I'm going to be missing is the Devil's Egg. That's, of course, the one that's the biggest chase of the whole set. So I don't know if or when we'll ever get to that, but hopefully someday. The way I'm viewing my alpha foils, this is really a long game. You know, it's really fun to get excited about Dragon Lord. It's fun to get excited about Gothic as it comes out. But, you know, there's always time to go back to alphas. Here's Barry. Again, just such a great card. So as we get going here, I'd love to hear just what's your favorite ordinary foil, or ordinary in general. What's the cards that you play with the most? Cave Trolls is great. I'm a huge fan of the trolls in general. I was the person that found the first Bosk Troll Curio, so that's got a special place in my heart. Oh, here we go. This is great. There's a little dust on it, but we've got a pristine Common Sense. Such a fun card. That's got to be one of the best hits in this submission. In terms of everything that's going on right now, my local community is finally starting to get built out, which I'm excited about. Somebody down in Little Rock created the Natural State Sorcerers, which has been fun. So we've got a little bit more of an active Discord going. We can tag different regions to let people know that we're going to be going down to a LGS and playing a game. I've met several people recently, just getting to go and play a game that didn't used to exist. That's a pretty new thing. So very excited that the game is starting to grow. In terms of competitive play, I did not go to Gen Con. It looked like a blast for everybody that went. But the next thing that I'm going to go to will be the Star City Games SCG Con in Vegas. So hope to see you all there. I went to Sorcery Con Vegas. I guess that would have been I don't know, a year ago now. Kind of lose track of time. But that was some of the most fun I've had in a while. I met several people in person that I've interacted with on Discord, and you guys know this, like it's a pretty small game still. A lot of people, familiar names, and it was really nice to see, to put faces to those names. But anyways, there's our first 8. That's a not fun grade. I'll have to look at that later. Like I said before, of course, we're always thrilled when we can get a pristine. That's the chase. I'm super happy with Gem Mint 10. This is one of my favorite arts in the game. They kind of come with some of this dust from, I guess, the cardboard that they pack it in, but that's okay. I always put these into individual slab sleeves and then make sure it's dusted off with the microfiber. So wish I didn't have to do that, but man, check that out. That's awesome. Grapple shot. So classic. There's a Grey Wolves, the alpha pack right there. I think I'm going a little bit slower this video. Hope you're okay with that. It's just really fun to admire these. And again, I think this is the 4th video that I've done now. So after this, I mean, I think my plan for the set, I will resubmit anything that gets less than a 9. Of course, I would love for everything to be a 10 or more, but that's just not practical. So what I'll do is probably say anything 9 or above is a keeper, and anything less than a 9, I'll try to resubmit where possible. I've still not sent off my alpha backstab foil. I do have one, so I'm going to send that off next. We'll see what it gets. That was a bit of an ordeal. I ended up buying that one off of eBay from Canada, and it was not a good experience. The seller was great, nothing wrong with that. It just, there were some surprise fees. You know, of course, it got delivered. It said that it was going to be going through customs, everything was fine. And then, like, I don't know, 2, maybe even 3 weeks later, I got a bill from FedEx for several $100s. So I shouldn't say I was surprised. I mean, I knew that it was likely, but still not fun when you get the card, you think you kind of moved on, dodged a bullet, and then ultimately have to pay a whole lot more money. But that's okay. So this was box 1 that I've gone through now. Old Salt's awesome. I have a Fortress deck that has Old Salt in it. So that was the first box. I've got 1.5 more boxes to go. Let's get the next one opened up here. Keep on cruising. I'm probably going to have to make some more stacks because, again, these, there's a lot of cards here. I think I submitted 114. Oh, there's 8.5, okay. I did a few not ordinaries in this set, so we'll get to the end of those. I had some extra foil avatars, and I think a couple of non-foils, so we'll get to that. Pirate Ship is beautiful art. I love that one. But anyway, I know also there's been a little bit of debate as to, you know, what are the best grading companies. I did a video on that. Listen, like, I think do the one that you're most drawn to. I really do like CGC. I think the slabs are beautiful. They're crystal clear. I like the quality of them. The digital experience is good. They have a registry. They are one of the lower price points in terms of, you know, price per card for grading. Obviously, the knock is that they give out 10s too easily, And I think there is a degree of truth to that, but I think it's all about understanding the grading scales. Not to try to hit all the points in this video, but I think hands down the most stringent grading company is going to be BGS. You know, you pay a little bit more on a price per card for that grading. They have the subgrades, which I really do like. That's cool. But I just honestly don't love the slabs. They feel a little bit chunky, boxy, and the metal label just isn't my favorite. So nothing wrong with BGS. Listen, like, I'm not trying to talk negative about BGS. It's just not what I liked. And I think next I'll talk about PCG. I think for me, if I didn't go with CGC, PCG would have been my next choice. I think they're a good company. They're emerging. A lot of really good things to say. I think that, you know, the community certainly feels as though they're stringent and that they have really high standards. I think, again, it depends on how you map those grades. But I don't have anything really negative to say. I think, you know, I'd love to see Sorcery kind of rally behind 2 or maybe 3 grading companies. I really hope PSA doesn't become popular. It doesn't look like it's going to. But, of course, with me doing CGC, I would love to see some combination of PCG, CGC, and BGS. Oh, wow, 7.5, so that's the worst one yet. And look how beautiful it is, man. Just such a pretty card. So I'm sure you all have your preferences on grading companies, or even just, listen, like, grading is also kind of dumb. You know, if you don't like grading, that's okay. I like it just because it gave me a milestone to work towards. It really does encapsulate and protect these cards for, I would say, as long as you can expect. But just in terms of like presentation and storage, you know, it's certainly going to be a little bit harder to present these all. I mean, my gosh, I'll have to show some of the storage at some point once I get the set all the way done. But yeah, there's a lot of storage boxes, and I won't be able to like have them all out on bookshelves or dressers or anything like that all at once to look at. I'll have to get those out over time. But oh man, let me just pause here for another second. That Unravel is just so awesome. Severin, I think, is one of the best artists in Sorcery. Obviously one of the most iconic. And you know what? I don't do this very often, like turning it over and show her in the full art. Really, really cool. I know a lot of people choose to display the full art side, so I guess that is one nice thing about the slabs, is you can really admire both quite easily. So Violemp, I really, really wanted a 10 here, of course, with that being probably the biggest hit in the ordinaries. I submitted 2 of them, and I got a 9 and a 9.5. So like I was saying, I'm probably not going to resubmit that to try to get a 10, but obviously would have loved to have had a 10 on that one. So we're starting to round out all of the spellbook. We'll get into Atlas next, and then some of the extra cards. If you haven't yet, I really would value, just click the like button for me if you're interested in this type of content, or I think what I'm more known for is probably my Sorcery price tracker. So if you're into graded cards like this, or if you want to follow along for some of my Sorcery price tracker videos, please consider subscribing. So here we are. We've of course got 12 ordinary sites. So that was Arid Desert to get started. Autumn River. As I'm looking at my stacks, it's definitely fewer pristines this time. I haven't crunched the numbers yet to see the ratios, but just looking at the various stacks here, I'd say the majority are gem mint 10s and mint 9s, and then I've got, a good number of pristines. So we've got Gothic coming up around the corner. Of course, nobody in the sorcery community can be happy about everything. There's always some bickering and complaining. But I think there's some really, really exciting stuff that's coming up. I've done some trades recently. Let me see if I can even grab it real quick. We're not doing this as part of the video. But I got a swap promo, and this came from Ira. So since I wasn't there at Gen Con to do the physical swap, we went ahead and did a trade just over the mail. But happy to have that one. Thank you, Ira. Alright, so last few slabs coming out here. Here's the Winter River. That was part of the box toppers. Okay, so now here's the very last box. Let's see if I can make some room. And here we have some extra avatars and other things that I sent through. So there's an Enchantress that came back at 10. Very happy with that. I actually sent off 3 of those because I really wanted a good grade. And I did in fact get a pristine 10 on that Enchantress, so very cool. And I got a 9. So the 9 and the 10, I'll end up putting those for sale if anybody's interested. Here's Elementalist as a Gem Mint 10, and Battle Mage as a 10. So I think Elementalist and Enchantress were new grades. Battle Mage was an upgrade. I had a 9 previously. Here's some non-foil. Here's a non-foil Crusade. I guess 2 of them. Again, some of these will be coming to market. Here I have Avatar of Earth. This has been one of the hardest ones for me to grade. I think this is the 3rd time I've graded, and I've never got more than a 9, so very difficult card. This one I'm super happy with. Avatar of Fire as a pristine 10. Okay, 4 cards to go. Thanks for hanging with me. I have a Land Deed Elite Foil. These are all, again, upgrades to my existing submissions. Hounds. My favorite art in the set, I cannot get a 10. So I'm going to have to keep trying on this one. But Mordric Druids as a 9. And the last card is a non-foil Grim Reaper. So anyways, really appreciate you all giving this video a watch. Like I said, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And really look forward to connecting with you all. That's the best part of this game, is interacting with other people that love this game. Hope to see you at a future Sorcery event. Take care.